This is Dabu 7. We have the militia training and activity still on an upswing here in this country. And if you look back throughout the past few decades, you'll notice that when Republicans come into office, all the militia stuff seems to die down. The talk about all the guns and everything seems to die down. When Democrats come into office, the charts show that things go the opposite direction. Well, the charts this time are not doing that. They're not easing up in terms of the militia activity because a Republican took office. Matter of fact, they're trending upwards and going in a different direction than we've ever seen before. These are the subtle little details that people need to pay attention to. Of course, this Daily Mail article here is labeling most of these as Trump supporter militias. But I'm here to tell you that there's a lot of militias out there that aren't Trump supporters. They're a militia because they're not falling for the game anymore. Because they're not falling for the illusion of choice, the left-right paradigm, and they see all these individuals for the puppets they are. These are the militias that your government fears. You have to ask, where's the line in the sand for a government that allows patriotic people and militias in its country? Where is the line in the sand that they're going to draw in terms of saying, okay, you guys are patriots, you guys are real militia, and nope, you guys are extremist? I can tell you where that line's going to be drawn. It's going to be drawn right down between those that choose to fight for the government and against it. Plain and simple, cut and dry. That's it. You better get to know it. Because what they've created in your country is a division. They're using your own people against you. I've said it time and time again. And instead of creating a war where it's going to be the people against the government, they are creating an atmosphere of chaos, paying for it, using your own people to fight against you. It is treasonous. It is to spark a civil war. Now, what are you going to do when Black Lives Matter and Antifa that are now merging cross paths with true militia out here? They're going to set up a scenario where people's lives are in jeopardy and the first shots ring out. And it's going to be a civil war between the people that they have fueled, they have created, that is only possible because they are funding those troops, so to speak, your own people that don't even know any better. They're covering all bases. When they get you to buy into their puppets, they've got you all. And they won't let a good base go to waste. They're even using Bernie Sanders groups to cause chaos. So you see what this does? These groups are not taking it to the governor's mansion. How many times I got to tell you people? These groups aren't taking it anywhere that counts. Does anybody care? Do you? Because they're about to spark chaos in this country where instead of the majority of your everyday average Joe people fighting against military coming through the streets, they're going to be running to them as a safe haven. Don't you get it? They'll be diving into the back of those trucks for a clean shower, fresh meal, and safety, a false safety. Even if they're wearing the old UN blue helmets, which many of these guys should be taking aim at. I would suspect, in a climate like that. And as the Daily Mail wants to put here, most of these are Trump militias. That's BS out the window, because most of the militias out here that are true militias are militias because they've woken up from the illusion. They're not falling for the left-right paradigm anymore, this illusion of choice, and that is why they are in a militia. So they can sit here and continue to pepper each and every article with left, right, this side, that side. People are waking up en masse. And when you look at the trends throughout history, something has changed. Instead of a drop in militia activity as the Republicans enter the office, we are seeing an uprising. and this is truly showing a trend here in this country where they're taking it. It is the division. If you do not get hip to it, you're going to get sucked up in it and swallowed and just spit out. What are you going to do when Antifa and these fake groups are coming down your street? You're going to keep ignoring it? I bet you some of you will. Because I know how you are. You sit there and you expect others to get out here and fight the fight for you. Didn't that piss you off? I hope it pisses you off. Pisses you off bad enough to get up off your ass and do something. Maybe you should go check in the backyard, because it's going to be your kids jumping the fence to join these false movements if you don't do something about it. Yep. Then your kids are going to get brainwashed with this ideology, and then what are you going to do when they turn on you? You would have lost it all because you're doing nothing. It's time some of you get active. Sitting on your ass, hoping some white knights are going to come through and save the day. It's never going to be the answer. You have to be the change that you seek. The power is in the people. We need true leaders to step up onto the forefront. You don't even have to approach these things with violence or weapons. I've said it many, many times. Although you should be keen in survival skills, all you have to do is bring your numbers. You don't even have to bring the pitchforks. And approach your congressmen, your elected senators, the ones that you put in office, the ones that your tax dollars are paying for their big mansion. Yeah, you have a right to talk to them, and you need to come out in your numbers. And you either get the results you want or you make change. And how do you make that change? Well, when you have all your people with you, you are the change. You are the voice. If someone is to get removed from office, well, who's the ones that are going to vote for it? You. So as long as all of you are there and you all say, yay, this is going to happen today, then things change. But keep sitting on your ass, America. Keep sitting on your ass doing nothing until you peek out the window and they're black blocking it down your streets. Keep sitting on your ass, America, as George Soros keeps funding chaos. Or get with it. Awaken. See the puppet masters. See the division they're causing. See that they are behind all these staged events. 90+% of them. Don't you dare let your brave men and women sign up to go fight a boogeyman that you now know they created. The West, Zionist Mossad, the fakes in Saudi Arabia, out of the UK, the royals, all with Khazarian roots. You better know your enemy. They are fake Jews. They are fake Muslims and fake Christians. They've hijacked the upper echelons of all these governments, and this is a play on the minds of the people. The sooner you wake up and see it, and see that the Russians, the Chinese, the Brazilians, the Mexicans, the Canadians are all your brothers and sisters. You've all been sold out by individuals in an upper echelon that see you all as slaves. We all have something in common. Whether you realize it or not, we're getting played. The sooner you see that, the better. And this is why they want you divided. Because if you brought all of us together from all these nations, we would stomp them out. There would be a witch hunt like you've never seen on this planet before. An extermination of the cockroaches that are doing this, that are behind the deception, causing every war, every staged event, running countries against one another to break them down into smaller states, to divide them so they can push what they want. You ever looked at the greater Israeli project from the Nile to the Euphrates? Matches the Levant. You ever wondered what ISIS stands for? Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. That's where the very first ISIS come from. Mossad. That's right. The fake elite in Saudi Arabia, the fakes in Israel, the fakes, the crown in the UK, all the lobbyists control the West, control America. Don't you get it now? And when I say that these are Khazarians, that they're fake Jews, this means they have no direct lineage to anything biblical. They are coming from the rooted Khazarian Empire, which none of you hardly know anything about because they go out of their way to erase it and to make sure you do not know what has happened. Well, guess what from here, folks? Gloves come off. It's wartime till they kill me, right? I've done nothing but speak truth. Never told you to harm anyone, to kill anyone, but yet they would want to kill someone like me. That's a guarantee. Why? And anyone else out there that speaks the truth. Because just that, you represent truth. Do not think here in America that they won't turn this thing on you. It's coming. What they're going to use are your own people. If they can't do that, they'll use the boogeyman that they've created. Learn from what's happening in London. Learn from what's happening in the UK, in other countries, in France, in Germany. This massive invasion of migrants. Who backed it? The same SOBs. George Soros put $500 million on those migrants. Same SOB funding the chaos in this country. And he's living here. Once again, where are the lawyers at? We need people to step up in positions and play their parts. I've been asking for a good lawyer for a long time now. And when I make calls out for people that have experience in different fields, like for ham radio and different stuff, I get responses. But this is the one field I've yet to get a response. Where are you at? Is there any righteous ones out there that are not corrupt? Where are you at? Sick. Sick. People so quick to sell us out, turn a cheek for their own gain. It's what got us in this position to begin with. For all you out there riding for your freedoms in your country, stay sharp. Stay on your game. Stay training the ones around you. No, there's others out there like you, like-minded. There are. Some of you need to learn to come together quick. And do not fall for the division. Speak about this more later. This has been Dabu7, and this is Illuminati.